Hello, my name is Jerry Leopold. I'm doing this video for students and learning coaches. I'm going to be the test site coordinator for our Harrison site for ACT Aspire. I just wanted to say hello to you guys and show you a little information about what you can expect for our test here. You may have already gotten some of this information from your teacher, but I have a few comments here. Thank you for listening. First off, our test is in Harrison. Now it's at the Durand Center, which is 303 Main Street. All the information I'm giving you is on the K-mail that I've sent to everybody, so please refer to that K-mail. But note that there's several different sites in Harrison for the community college, and our site is at Main Street on Durand Center. And by the way, park around the back. It's the easiest way, and then you can go into our test site and look for signs that say ARVA testing. Park around the back in the Durand Center. It will be on the computer. The ACT Aspire test is on the computer, but we do have a technical person that's going to help us set up the laptops and everything. So we got a tech support this time. So I'm looking forward to that. And let's see. One important thing about this though is once you log into your test and start your test, the teachers there, they call them test administrators, they won't be able to help you. They won't be able to say, oh, click this to get the calculator, or click this to go to the next question, or even simple things. They can't say anything at all. So that's why I'm going over a few things with you, and it's important to do the practice tests. And if you look at the K-mail or with your teacher, there's information on the practice tests. So let me see if I can go over that with you here, and then you can try this on your own so you'll get familiar with what it's going to be like on the computer. So as you look on, let's see, hold on just a second. Okay, now you need to use the Internet Explorer if you want to do this practice test. But you go into this, and I recommend everyone do this here. And I'll give you the website, it's in the K-mail. And you'll notice you can click on different things, like I clicked on science, for instance, here. And but one thing at the very bottom, there's test booklet, exemplar test question booklets. You know, well, what this means is if you go into your grade, you can look at some of these, and actually you might want to go look at the lower grades too. There actually is going to be questions, if say you're in 7th grade, there'll be questions from earlier grades on the test. But if you click on that, there'll be some PDF files you can look at, and it'll talk about the answers and what they're expecting for students. But so that's at the bottom. The other thing I wanted to show you here is let's do grade 3. It doesn't matter what grade you're in, you can look at grade 3. The username is Science3. And password is ACT Aspire. And so, oops, sorry. Okay, so if you go up here, I'm trying to figure out how to use my scroll here. Just a minute. Okay, so once you decide what grade and subject you're doing, let's say we're doing Science 3 with the password of ACT Aspire, then you click on this where it says Student Sandbox, and you log in with that username and that password, and I had to do, it asked me to update Java, and I just said update later and allow it to run and so forth. And so let me see if I can reduce the screen here. Okay, so now I'm at grade 3 Science. I'm doing Start Test Now. It says there's 14 questions, and this is just a practice test, of course, but you need to go on here and get used to different things. Now here's how it's going to look. First off, on the left-hand side, there's arrows here to go to the next question, previous question. There's going to be a review. You can review some questions. I might talk about that in a minute. You can bookmark a question if you want to go back to it later. Let's say I'm not sure about this one. I'm going to bookmark it. There's an answer eliminator here, which I'm going to show you in a minute. And you're also going to see, like, there's a timer here, this for your time, how much, and you won't have 2 hours, but it might say 30 minutes or something. And you have your name, and then over here on the right, there's going to be some different things, like the enable magnifier. So if I do that, let's see, later. Okay, personally, I probably wouldn't bother with most of this. Oh, sorry. Okay, it keeps wanting me to update there finally. So I just did later on those updates. But you can do this if you're having trouble reading something. You can use the magnifier. And the main thing is, if you want to get rid of a tool like this, you click it up where I was before. Okay, there it goes. Okay, you click it again and it gets rid of it. Let me see if this will go smoother. Show line reader. Now, line reader masking means it covers up everything except for the line that you want to read. And you can resize this if you want to do 2 lines at a time. And if you want to get rid of it, you go up here and hide it. Everything you want to get rid of, you just click the same spot and it will get rid of it. Answer masking covers up the answers. So if you look on there, I can cover up the answers like that. That's suppose you want to figure out your your answer by yourself without ignoring all this, and then you can always go through and you click it to unmask it. Let's see, disable answer masking. Okay, now here's the answer eliminator. Let's take a look at this. First off, this is a science test, but one thing that's interesting is there's information here, and you can't see the whole thing because of my screen, but you do have to scroll here. You have to talking about different clouds, and you will have to scroll down. It's not quite as bad as this because I'm not using my whole screen, but it will show you there's different information, different types of clouds. So you may not have to know this all yourself, even though it's a science test. A lot of it is reading and how do you get the information. In real life, you're going to search the internet, find things online, and you got to figure out your answer from what you read. So, this type of cloud description. The question is, which type of cloud can be found at the highest altitude? Highest altitude. So if I look through here, I scroll highest altitude. There's a 1,500, 1,000. There's a 12,000. So the highest one right here is the 12,000. So if I scroll over, that's the Cirrus cloud. So the Cirrus, number C, is the answer for that one. Alright, so then to go to the next one, we click the arrow up here off the left-hand side. This is real important. Go to the next one. And you'll notice we were on 1, now we're question number 2. And here, I'll go ahead and try this answer eliminator. At the very top, that X, I'm going to click on that. Let's say I go through and I read the table and I say, oh, I know it's not B and I know it's not D. Let's see, and then you go through some more and then you say, okay, I know it's not A. The answer's got to be C. If you click on C, it won't let you click it. And you'll say, oh, yeah, I have to get rid of the answer eliminator. So I go back up here and I click it again and I get rid of it. And it goes to the pointer. Okay, so there's a pointer here and the answer eliminator, and now I can select the C. So if you ever, that's why it's good to practice this at home so you get used to it. But just remember, if you don't like any of these tools, click the same spot where you got it from and it'll go away. But at any rate, I'm just going to go through and you practice different things. Now there's a drag and drop here where I might drag over here. And I'm not actually doing this. You can get practice using the tools, Under the review, remember I bookmarked one. So there's a little blue bookmark there that I wanted to go back and look at question number 1 again. So I can do that. And it brings me to question number 1, And I go through and I see the other ones. Under the review, you can get to the different questions. When you get all of it, and you'll notice it'll even tell you some of the questions are not answered, and 1 bookmark, and there's 14 total. When you get to the very end, you're going to hit submit, and you're going to submit the whole test. Okay, so let me just close this out here. Hold on. Okay, well you can see it didn't go as well as I had hoped, but that's why it's good to go in there and practice these tests, get used to the tools. There's a science and a math, and you'll be taking all the tests as well as all the reading, language, and so forth. So give them a try, and please see your K-mail about the exact days you'll need to come, and there's information about what time you should be there. A few things real quick. Remember, there's no cell phones or electronics allowed in the room. And no, you can't bring any books or materials. Grades 3 to 5 don't need a calculator, and the other grades they'll have a calculator online, or ARVA will also provide you one too. So you don't really have to bring anything. That's the good news. Just make sure you come and relax about it. Like I said, it didn't go real smooth for this talk, but at any rate, that's why we do our best, and hey, that's all that counts. Just do your best, and don't worry about answering everything correct. Just do your best. It's actually not part of your ARVA grade, but it is important. Teachers will use this later in the year, really probably next year. They can see where your strengths are and weaknesses are, and it's good practice. Testing won't go away, so this is a good practice. But encourage all of you to just kind of relax and come there and get used to see some of the other students if you can get there early enough and on breaks. Talk to other students, talk to myself, and so thank you very much for your time, and I'll look forward to seeing you on test day. See you later.